YouTube, what is going on, gang? Today I got another Modern Warfare 2 video for you. Today we're going to be breaking down new perks, new equipment, gunsmith, anything really multiplayer related, but a lot of this stuff will translate to Warzone 2. I just kind of want to go through it because a lot of it's new, a lot of it's fun, and a lot of it's confusing. So stick with me, bear with me. I hope you enjoy it. If you are new to the channel, want to support, you like the content, man, hit that sub button, crush that like button. Let's get right into it, gang. Enjoy it. Alright, gang, we are on the Call of Duty website, and I just wanted to quickly run through some of these different settings and kind of try to break down and explain to you and hopefully help me understand a little bit more about this game, because there's a lot of new stuff and there's going to be a lot of confusion. I'm sure there are many people who have tons of questions, like I do myself, that we could probably answer going through the patch notes alone on Call of Duty's website. So one thing I didn't talk about yesterday that I really want to cover is swimming and aquatic combat. So right here, water, swimming, and aquatic combat. So essentially, they're stating, you know, in Verdansk, water was an absolute kill box. Like, if you touched water, that was it. Everyone knows that. We've all seen the TikToks where you load up your whole squad, drive off a cliff, but you jump out. It's awesome, but this year, we can actually swim. And as you go deeper into the water, your screen will actually get blurry. Bullets will do less damage. It's a great way to evade a gunfight, but you can also shoot your weapon underwater. You can use your secondaries, not your primaries, but it's very functional. And I'm sure even in like some of the ground war maps we saw yesterday, swimming is going to be a big factor. I'm sure there's going to be a way to break swimming. I'm very excited to see a final zone that ends in the water and people are like fighting underwater. I'm sure that's going to happen. It says right here, in the open beta, maps with the water showcase these advancements. Water can be used as stealth or escape mechanism for you to lurk in or retreat into. If you're not traversing by boat, wade into water as you normally would, and when your water's deep enough, you can change your stance, sprint, or look down to plunge underwater. So again, this is so new to us in Warzone. It's a feature in a lot of other different games, but I mean, I've been playing Call of Duty my entire life. I mean, literally, I remember renting Call of Duty at Blockbuster back in the day. You know, just being a little kid, like begging my parents, I want Call of Duty, I want Call of Duty. And we've never had anything really like this other than BO3. BO3 had a swimming mechanic. The difference was you could use a primary, a little different. I like this a lot more. Moving on from that, I wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the new tacticals we have. There's a ton of new lethals, field upgrades, and perks. It's pretty crazy. Tactical camera, if any of you have played Rainbow Six Siege, that's the only thing I can compare the tactical camera to. You literally throw your camera at the wall, you can mount it, walk up, mount, or throw, and wherever you are on the map, you open up a tablet on your screen and you can watch a live feed from that camera. This is going to be for those search and destroy chads. Like, for you guys out there who just rip search and destroy all day, that's your thing. You plant the bomb and then place a camera. That's super crack. That was a feature in Black Ops 1, and it allowed people back in the day to hit tomahawk trick shot. They would plant a camera and wait to see someone defusing, and they'd be across the map and throw. It was very, very neat dynamic, so I'm glad to see that coming back. This year we have a shock stick. This is also an equipment. Essentially, this will stun you if you're hit with it. If you're in a vehicle, it'll work like an EMP grenade. It'll shut the vehicle down for X amount of time. But what's unique about it, when it hits you personally, whatever gun you're holding, you will fire. And if you're holding a fully auto gun, you're going to absolutely let off a burst, because, you know, your hands compress when you get zapped, so you'll pull the trigger, it shoots. But what I've noticed in a lot of the gameplay I've been watching, as beta is being rolled out across PlayStation right now, people are getting zapped as they run in rooms, but they're getting the kill because the hip fire from the auto spray is murking people. So I think that's pretty unique how that works. I'm not too sure how they're going to balance that out, but I still think it's a good factor, because when you're stunned, it'd be super frustrating if you were just getting zapped and you couldn't move. Again, that's like BO3. There, you know, you could get zapped in BO3 and not move. So in this game, being able to actually have like a little bit of hip fire will help you out. This is a feature for the Timmies. This is for all the little nerds who can't get kills. That's what this is for. You get hit with this shock stick and you might actually win the gunfight. So that's pretty neat. Drill charge, again, Rainbow Six Siege, there's an operator in that game called Fuse, and his main objective is he shoots this device onto a wall, it drills a hole, and then it launches grenades into a room. It's a great way to clear out a room, and we are adding that to this game. We got a drill charge. It says right here, foes entrenched inside a building can be a real problem to neutralize. Previously, you could throw a flashbang and then a charge in blasting, but this is a little different. Let's say there's someone in a building inside a room and they are watching the one doorway to get into the room. Instead of having to try to cook the nade and bounce it perfectly, just set a drill charge on it and it will absolutely flush them out. That's a solid new equipment. It's going to be great in Warzone 2. I'm very excited to see that coming. Up next, we have the DDoS. This is super cool. So if you aren't familiar with what a DDoS is, it's essentially where you send packets to an electronic device, predominantly internet, and it shuts down internet connections. I'm sure you've heard those toxic people online say, I'll hit you offline, I'll take off your internet. That's what DDoSing is. It makes you lag. It's not good, but as a field upgrade, you can DDoS, as it says right here, equipment or vehicles in your visual vicinity. It deactivates them temporarily. What this means, if you run into a house and let's say there's one bouncing Betty and it goes off, and you know there are rats in this building, they got claymores everywhere, they got C4 bouncing Bettys, they are being total rats, you can DDoS outside of the house, disables all the equipment, and then you go and do your thing. Again, that is such a solid move from Call of Duty. I'm very happy to see that. Right here we have a few different angles showing how the camera works. So right here it's saying, you know, you can launch the camera, it lands on the wall, open your tablet, and you can ping your enemies and see them. That's so neat. This I'm extremely excited for. This is going to make for some of the funniest gameplays, especially with proximity chat. We got the inflatable decoy. It's exactly what it sounds like. It is a player-sized decoy in a little bitty package, and when someone runs into a room and sets it off, the balloon goes off, and wherever that player is, the balloon has a gun and it will aim at the player. It's a complete distraction, and I think it's hilarious. The only thing I can compare it to would be a spray paint in Warzone. I've been hit with it 100 times. It's super frustrating, but I know you've ran into a building before, turn a quarter and shoot the wall because there's a player spray painted on the wall as an emote. That's what this thing's gonna do, and it is so funny. I can already see it now. You're talking to someone, maybe camped up in a room or whatever, maybe you're camping in the room, who knows? You throw the proximity inflatable decoy on the ground, they charge in the room, they're shooting the decoy, and maybe you get an assassination. I can see something like that happening. Very, very neat. Moving on from that, we have perk packages. This is where it starts to get a little confusing, so I'm going to read this out for you. This consists of 4 perks, 2 base plus 2 more known as bonus and ultimate. They are all earned during a multiplayer match, usually at the 4 and 8 minute mark in non-round based modes. Kills, assists, objective, and tactical plays can unlock these more quickly. Edit your perk package in your loadout to utilize the several pre-made default perk packages. Pre-planning a match is now more tactical than ever. The only way I can explain this to you easily, it's almost like the specialist kill streak in COD, but you do not lose the kill streak when you die. You will keep your perks. So if you're really going hard, consider this a score streak. You know, we have kill streaks now, and a lot of people don't like kill streaks, they prefer score streaks. Well, this game rewards you for being engaged, not camping. Really just getting out there, getting OBJ points, getting your kills, getting your eliminations, assists, whatever it may be, you are getting rewarded by getting more perks. And there are 4 perks now. So again, you have your 2 base perks, which you have, and then you have your bonus and ultimate, and you earn those as you play. The better you do, the quicker you get them. It's pretty self-explanatory, and I don't know if you noticed, but it says several pre-made default perk packages. You can obviously customize these. You can make whatever perk package you want, but I am very excited to see how that works. I'm not sure if I'll be annoyed by it or if I'll like it, but as of right now, I definitely encourage anything that makes people want to get out there and play better and just move, because sometimes it's annoying being in those lobbies where everyone's just kind of sitting back, not doing anything, you know? Gunsmith weapon platforms. This is another thing that is just absolutely mind-bending. The gunsmith, I don't even fully understand it yet. So right here it says weapons, platform, top line, intel. So in Modern Warfare 2019, every weapon was a separate family with gunsmith. Now weapons are grouped into platforms. So instead of it being like, you know, ARs, SMGs, shotgun, snipers, you'll still have that sort of category, but it's more of a platform as in guns with similar abilities. Let's say an M4, an M16, and an ACR. Those are three weapons that are very similar in real life. The caliber does not change too much. The attachments within those three guns will be the same. The only thing you have to change is the receiver. If you are not familiar with what a receiver is on a AR, an SMG, and LMG, the receiver is the part that the barrel attaches to, the clip goes into, you put your grip on, and the stock goes on. Where your bullets eject, like whenever you see your character cock a weapon in COD, that's your receiver. So that's what dictates what caliber bullet the gun actually shoots. So being able to just change the receiver is huge because you don't have to unlock attachments for those three guns. What I mean is, if you have all the attachments unlocked for the M4 and the M16 and the ACR are all in that same family, you don't have to go back for the M16 and the ACR to get those attachments. They are shared. You only have to unlock the receiver for those guns. This is huge for people who don't necessarily play every single day, who don't absolutely grind Call of Duty out. This is more for the casual player, and I'm for that. I'm a very busy person. Obviously, I upload to you guys daily. We've been doing over 1,000 days now. But on the flip side of that, I work a full-time job. I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So when new weapons drop, I'm having to grind all this stuff out to get these banger videos for the gang because I love you all so much. But now that grind is cut down a little bit, which means Papa gets a little bit more of a break. That's a dub, you hear me? The more of a break Papa gets, the better the videos are, you heard? So right here, it's breaking down essentially what I just said. Rank up to receive every base weapon platform. First weapon unlocked on the platform is known by its receiver. We've been over this. The receiver is an attachment. Think of it as the core of a weapon. Got it. Unlock more receivers as you progress. Got it. Change a receiver. Got it. Essentially, it's exactly as right here. It says the 4 additional M4 receivers. You got the M16, the 5.56, the Icarus, I guess, Icarus LMG, the FTAC Recon Battle Rifle, and the FSS Hurricane SMG. That's a valid point right there that I didn't mention. If you have all the attachments for the M16, you have all the attachments for the Hurricane SMG. That's very unique. So you don't necessarily, it's not all linked to one class. That's so awesome that an AR can be tied to an SMG based on attachments. That's hyper realistic because in real life, when you have weapons like this, you can definitely interchange attachments. The only thing that doesn't really interchange is the barrel because barrels are based on calibers, based on receivers. So again, the hyper realism in this game is going to be a feature I definitely think we'll all appreciate. Weapon attachments, specific and universal attachments. Again, this goes right back to what we were saying. I think we're pretty much wrapped up with the gunsmith. Other than this one key feature, look, if you haven't pre-ordered this game yet and you're willing to spend the big bag, right, the biggie bag, that $100 hitter on this game and get the Vault Edition, you unlock the FJX Cinder Vault. You can use it in beta, so if you're on PlayStation right now, you are playing beta, and you want to upgrade to this edition, you get all of the attachments for any of the guns that are compatible for FJX Cinder. Essentially, it says right here, every attachment inside a weapon vault features a specific cosmetic and appearance. The only way I can put this in perspective, the weapon camos look good. This is the Cinder package, it's that red and carbon fiber black look. But you literally can have all the attachments for M4 weapons. So all the weapons I read off the list above right here, all these receivers, the M16, the 5.56 Icarus LMG, the Hurricane, which I don't know if you've all been watching the gameplay, that's the gun right now, or the FTAC Raycon Battle Rifle. God, these names are crazy. All the attachments will be unlocked. You can literally go into beta prime. You don't have to grind out all that. Battle maps up to 32v32. This is ground war. This helicopter, I'm so happy there's a picture of this helicopter right here. If you haven't seen gameplay of this helicopter, it's impressive. I literally watched like 20 people run onto this the other day. It's a Pavlo that holds so many people, and the doors down in the back, so everyone just runs into it and you fly around a bunch of goons on a helicopter. It's gonna make for awesome content. Core map 6v6. They're all traditional 3-lane maps, which Modern Warfare 2019 strayed away from that. We kind of saw it with Cold War, we kind of saw it with Vanguard, but we're done with those games. This is modern day MW2, like OG MW2. The maps in that game are traditional 3-lane. There's 3 ways to approach each map. You got the middle, the right sides, there's a couple back hallways, but it's 3 main routes. That's hands down the best COD maps in history are 3-lane. I mean, there's no question. We got a couple new game modes coming in. Knockout says eliminate the opposing force or hold the package to win. No respawns. Teammates can revive each other. It's kind of like a spin-off of Search in a little bit. Prisoner Rescue. This is like Rainbow Six Siege. Search and destroy based rounds. There's a hostage. You're either defending the hostage because you're a bad guy, or you're saving the hostage to get him out. So instead of a bomb, there's a hostage situation. And then lastly, what we're going to cover is going to be this invasion ground war. This one is literally it is war. It says a massive chaotic battle with a mix of player and AI fighting alongside each other and against each time. So this is essentially team deathmatch with AI and people, and there's not really an objective but to get more kills than the other team. That's really it. So it's a mix between advanced AI and a ton of players. I think this is going to be the mode to go in and grind out camos and get whatever you need done, because you'll be able to wax the AI's ass kills. I mean, I've already been thinking about that. That's probably going to be the best way to level up guns, other than that WARZONE XP. We all know that's cracked. Oh, and then third person perspective, that speaks for itself. It's a literally third person perspective playlist. They will be trying this in Warzone after launch. It's not going to be at launch, but after launch, they're going to experiment with third person Warzone. I think that could be cool. I like third person. It shows off your skins. You get to see what your character looks like. But gang, that's all I got in me today. I've been rambling for a hot minute. We've been going for 17 minutes now. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. If you are new to the channel, enjoy the content, you learned something in this video, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about the hype. I will be playing beta next week, so lock it in, gang. I need the gang here for that. We're going to have a blast. Your boy's going to drop nukes. Bet on it, okay? We got nukes incoming. That's what we do around here. When we're not playing Warzone, we're dropping bombs, all right? Gang, I will catch y'all tomorrow. I love you all so much. Let's get it.